Okay, Anthony. So there's things first. I'm gonna pan down here. I'm pan down. How's the knee, dude?
Knee's good, man. Tough day. I'm on it the whole day at camp, but overcoming some adversity just to get the kids better. It's FTK for the kids out here.
FTK, I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Okay.
it could be confused for some other things, but
Sure, right? Anything there's an F, right? Okay. So coming out here doing camps, we talk about first thing. Here's I think a testament to Anthony Ashnault, right? You hurt your knee, and then Kevin and I are communicating, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you got to replace him. And you were like, no, I'll be there.
yeah.
Why was it so important for you to make a trip across the country and still come here with a bum, a fixed knee?
Yeah.
Recently, why would you do that? Why is that important to you for a guy you kind of know, right?
Yeah, to me, it's just a commitment thing. Like, I made the commitment before the surgery, and willing that Kevin wanted me to still come out and make it happen and try my best to show technique with other guys doing it, or just walking around helping the kids. And when I first got hurt, I know he reached out right away, and I just told him, I was like, even if I could just come talk and hang out with the kids, like, if you still want me there, I'm there. Like, there's no hesitation. I'll make it happen. And I think that just comes from how I grew up, my family. You make a commitment, you're there. This morning, I was a little late to your interview, telling you the time, but like, for real, seriously, it's down to like, you tell someone you're going to be there at a certain time, like, you're there. And if you're not, like, first impression is something you really can't get back. And that's something like that my mom and dad really instilled on me. Like, you live up to your word no matter what you say you're going to do. If you said you're going to do it, you better do it.
Loyalty, that's a big thing. You come from blue collar people just like I did, right?
Yeah.
They're tradespeople. I come from tradespeople. Do you think a lot of that is where a lot of this comes from? Like, you talk about loyalty, being on time is a big thing you're all about.
Yeah.
Right? Being on time. Say something. You say you're going to do it, you do it.
Yeah.
Right? And then your community. You're really into your community.
Yeah.
You did the 15-minute away thing,
Yeah.
right? And it's like a Columbus kid staying at Ohio State, an Ann Arbor kid staying in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
So like when you do that, loyalty and community, why is that such a thing that is so like dear to your heart?
I think because those are the things that I was raised up around, and the time thing is just something that you could control every day. And one of my coaches always says, Goodale always says, like, control what you could control the controllables. There's so many things that you can't control in this sport, especially because it's a combat sport. You go into battle, you don't know what the opponent's really good at sometimes. You don't know what he's going to do to you, what his reactions are going to be. But what you do know is you could be on time, you could give your best effort, you could make weight the best way you could have made it, you train the right way every day. And those are the things that we call the controllables. And when you start controlling the controllables, sometimes the uncontrollable events happen less and less, and you start finding the result and getting towards the goals that you thought you were going to get to, reaching your potential kind of thing. So really, it just comes down to controlling the controllables, and the other stuff is just morals that I think been instilled in me from the way I was raised. My dad and mom just did a really great job. I always had great opportunities in the sport of wrestling, but they were always family first. Like, it was always family and school before sports, and no matter what sport I was doing. And they really just gave me great morals and a great foundation to grow as a person, and stuff way beyond wrestling.
So there's stuff you were just saying yesterday that really resonated with me here at the Northwest Elite Camp. Coach Roberts, he brought you out because you're a good dude. I clearly get that, but like, you talked about, hey man, if you wrestle D1, that person's bringing their best effort every day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the dual meet. Which dual meet was it? Indiana?
Yeah, Fernie Silva.
Right? Who was it? Silver?
Fernie Silva.
Yeah, Silva, right?
Yeah.
So the dude pushed you to the edge, and then you pointed out, I didn't point this out, you probably didn't have back points on the edge.
Yeah.
Right? How much of a learning experience was that? And what do you think that says about Big Ten and D1 wrestling, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was trying to point out to the kids, like, you got to come ready to wrestle every day no matter who you are. Like, I was, at the time, the week or maybe 2 days before, I beat the number one kid in the country at my weight, Klodzik. I major decisioned him at the rack. The place was crazy. 2 days later, we're traveling to Indiana. I'm in a dogfight down to the kid that's 2-12, number 14 out of 14, the guy in my conference. And it's like, it's a message right there. You better be ready to go every day no matter who you are. And I think the higher level you get, the more those battles become evident, You see number one guys go down all the time, but for me, that moment really solidified that. Like, you come ready to go, like, first round of the tournament, be ready to go. Like, you don't know. These guys are good, Sometimes it's just different things that don't allow them to accomplish what they want to accomplish at Division I, but there's only 70-something schools, and you break that down in the numbers, it's about like 2% of all wrestlers making it to the Division I level. So it's the best of the best, and it trickles down from there. But any kind of college level wrestling, it's the best of the best. So you got to be ready to go. And I just wanted to relay that message to those guys. Like, you can't take a day off in this sport. It's not the kind of sport that you take a day off and it helps you. Like, whether it's if you're taking a day off mentally or physically, maybe you're working on something mentally or watching film. Like, the moment you stop trying to evolve, though, is the moment that your competition is going to be getting like something better than you, or just making a jump on you.
Okay, so then you came back at the Big Ten tournament. You checked Falsova.
Yeah.
Right? First round.
It might have been like one of the 15-2s or like a dominant major.
I mean, you beat him up.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, right? But, like, okay, so, like, I think that says, like, maybe you had an off day, but you survived. Like, so they pointed out the tilt points, and it was tilt points, right?
Yeah.
You tilt, and you probably weren't in. There probably wasn't anything in the cylinder of any body
there's a line
part.
straight up in the cylinder, and I was kind of clearly out of it, but it was a tough video to see, tough angle. The ref was kind of standing in the way, but looking back at that match, like, I won 8-7, and there was about 1:10 left when I got those 2 back points to go up 8-7 or go up 8-6, whatever it was. If I didn't get those back points, though, like, the whole match, I just felt something like, all right, this is a weird match, but I'm winning. Like, there's no matter what happens, I'm gonna win this match, and that kind of felt like the theme for this whole senior season. Like this is my time, kind of feeling.
You had a year, man. You found a way to win the Big Ten title. You were in a dogfight there with Micah. But, like, even if you look at the finals, even when Micah tries to start coming back, right, in the finals, put him on his back.
Yeah.
Right? So your top game was, like, it was your go-to.
Yeah.
No question, especially against Micah, right? Micah Jordan. You got to understand, I'm an Ohio homer, right? Everybody knows I love Ohio guys. And, I worked for his dad. But, like, when I look at it, I'm like, some people get mad that people lose to others. Someone's got to lose. We talked about that last night. But, like, when I talk to you, you're such a good guy. Like, I'm like, if there's a guy I want my guy to lose to, it's probably Anthony Ashnault.
Yeah.
Being a good person. Why is that such a important thing to you? Relating to kids, relating to your teammates, being a good coach. You got a little frustrated yesterday, but being a good person. Why is that such a thing in your life?
Because, like, I want the next generation, the kids, to be breaking the records that I set, kind of thing. Like, what kind of legacy you want to leave. Like, that's about, like, what kind of everlasting impression you want to leave to me. And growing up in a place that gave back so much to me, like, made me just think, like, I got to get back to the next level. And for me, wrestling's that thing that I feel like I can connect so easily with kids, with adults, with coaches, with all levels, really. And I don't know if it's what I'm, like, destined to do in life, but for right now, it's what I could definitely make the most impact in. And to give back, it kind of fulfills me a lot more than just competing and helping in general. Even just, like, more of these camps, giving back and seeing the smiles, seeing like, I've had a kid come up to me. I went to the Rutgers camp, and he lives in my area, but for some reason he's just, like, a huge fan, and he comes up to me, he's like, I never thought I was going to see you again. And it's like, those are the kind of moments that, like, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Like, I'm helping these kids, like way more. Like, that kid's probably going to be a JV kid wrestler for a lot of his career, and I made a huge impact on him by just talking to him 2 times in my life. So things like that is what I really, like, look for in these camps, those kind of experiences. And I got a lot of those growing up, going to different camps like Lehigh, Penn State, Lock Haven, Rutgers camp, and Chertow camps, and I got a lot of those experiences. So I'm just trying to give back what was provided for me, because I know it's what helped me get to where I'm at now.
Does that ever get old? That was awesome. Kids are coming up, and people were like, "Oh man, you had a great year," and they're getting autographs and selfies and pictures. Does it ever get old?
There's definitely times where you don't want to do it as much as there's the times you really want to do it. I would say, like there's times I get really excited to do it, but there's times that, like, you have to remind yourself why you're doing it. And the times that you don't want to, maybe I'm going with my girlfriend somewhere, and, like, I haven't seen her in 2 weeks, and now all of a sudden I'm going, like, around somewhere with a lot of wrestling fans, and it's like I'm not even hanging out with my girlfriend. I'm just making sure other people are getting what I want. But then I start thinking about, what is a basketball player like? What is an NFL football player like? Like, this is nothing. And then I usually enjoy it every time once I start talking to the kids or talking to whoever's coming up.